So I'm going to take you guys through my journey with this whole e-learning experience. Literally within 24 hours, I went from being an educator to being a curriculum manager and basically secretary. Um, I'm going through, and I don't know if you guys can see this right here. I have 86 Canvas messages that I'm trying to respond to and go through with as much detail as possible. Um, I'm trying to make my Canvas course right here as easily accessible as possible, making sure that the kids know when you're here, you click on this. Um, these are my office hours with the times that they can see me. All they have to do is click on the link and it takes them right there. So my e-learning experience has been very much trying to navigate and figure out along the way, making everything as student-friendly as possible. Ironically, I am teaching evolution right now with natural selection. So natural selection is survival of the fittest. So if you are not fit and you do not adapt, you will not survive and be able to pass that on. So ironically, that's what teaching is right now. So I've got to be the most creative. I have to figure out what's going to get students engaged, what's going to get them involved, what's going to be easily accessible to all my learners. That also means trying to figure out different ways to engage them, such as making a fool of yourself on some TikTok videos. I'm Charles Darwin, classy British naturalist, survival of the fittest. The fittest. I'm Charles Darwin, studying finches on evolution is change over time. Over time. I'm Charles Darwin. So that's part of it, is being able to figure out what's going to keep your students engaged. It also means being able to figure out how to do flash settings for online labs that you didn't know were not going to work for them, and making videos for them. I mean, if you would have told me that I would have been teaching genetics virtually this year, I would have called you a liar. Trying to figure out how to get all of this as easily accessible for the students, so making it uniform. This is what you're going to see at the top of every one of these pages. You type in here, and this is where your answers go. There are fill in the blanks that you're going to have to go through. This is your Punnett square that you're typing into. It also means that, you know, if you don't have a whiteboard, you've got to make the best with it. And welcome to Bathroom Biology. Today we're going to discuss your upcoming genetics project. So we're going to go into the technical details of it. So, you know, when we're talking about this, thankfully I'm a really competitive person trying to figure out, you know, if this isn't working for this teacher, what am I going to do to get my students engaged? But alongside of that, what I came to realize is you got to really learn to work with your team. Thankfully, I have a really awesome co-planner, Camille Cousins, who has been with me this entire year. We were both new to Washington Township this year after both of us were in IPS. She's been awesome trying to help me out, trying to get everything. We've been splitting lessons. We've been doing different office hours so that our 300 kids can visit either one of us because we're doing the exact same lessons during this time. So what I started to realize was, you know, you can be the most competitive person and maybe you as an individual are going to survive longest. But if you want to be the one that is surviving to pass on that information, you've got to really rely on your team to be able to help you out. So thankfully, she's been one of the people that's been helping me out this year, especially with this e-learning, but also my 8th grade team at my school. We all came up with a uniform Canvas page so that the students could easily navigate it. Other teachers started using Google Docs to be able to type into certain graphic organizers so that, you know, when the students saw one in one class, they would see it in the other one. They would already know what to do and they wouldn't have as many questions. And we also made all of our assignments due it on the same day at the same time so that no students were getting lost and confused. So survival of the fittest really relies on the group of people that you're with, being able to show that interdependence so that you all as a population can be able to move on, to pass on all of that information on to not necessarily your offspring in this case, but the future of our nation, which is our kids right now. And what I've really realized from all of this is that I work with one of the most resilient populations, and that is kids. And they have adapted, and they are surviving and thriving, and they're doing the best that they can. Um, they just really need our support right now during these hard times, because as difficult it is for us trying to figure this out, it's even more difficult for them, with some of them only having access to maybe one computer and 5 people in a household, and maybe both parents are trying to work from home. So I've learned a lot during this time, and I'm really thankful that I have the people surrounding me to help me survive longer and be able to pass on this information to the future of our nation, which is our kids.